And welcome back, Cody's Caravan. We're in Woodland today. I guess we're in Woodland. Do you know what continent you're in right now, David?
North America?
I asked you that because you've been traveling, brother. Okay, so here's the thing. You and we started talking a couple months ago about doing the story about your books and stuff. How many countries have you been to since you and I first started?
14.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. And I've been to Woodland. in Roseville. That's about it. So let's talk about this. You wrote this book because you have this way of traveling, and everybody wants to know your secrets. And so you had to finally write a book about it just to get everybody to quit calling you, right?
Yeah, I did. It was easier just to write down the different things that I do to travel so many places inexpensively than it was to actually explain it to people.
I understand that. Okay, so when did you start traveling? Clearly, you've been traveling your entire life, if you have enough knowledge for a book.
Actually, our first big trip was to Mexico City in 2017, and then overseas was 2018 to Spain.
That's it. That's how it started.
Yes.
Okay, so tell us about the first trip, because that's when the magic hit.
Yeah, the first trip that I count is that one to Spain, and my wife said she wanted to go to Barcelona. So I kept looking for cheap airfare and found very, very cheap airfare and a cheap place to stay that was very nice. And so we went. And so we ended up going to Barcelona for about a week, and it cost us about $1,200.
What?
Yeah.
What? Tell me more, David. Tell me more. I want to travel more. I want to do more traveling. Okay, so you figured that out. And then you started were you taking notes about your trips? Is that how it worked?
Yeah, I was taking notes both about where I was going and the different methods and items I'd use to get there and how to not forget things, because that's a big deal when you travel, is forgetting things. And so I have a few lists that I've developed over the years that for me cover everything, so that when I go on a trip I don't have to worry about anything.
I understand. Okay, so real quick, the first two tips to going cheaply and traveling the world.
The first tip is to be flexible about when you go. Not a lot of people can do that because they have jobs. The second tip is to be flexible about where you go. And I can give an example if we have time.
Go ahead.
I've never been to Hawaii, but I have been to Tahiti. And the reason I've been to Tahiti is because I was able to get a condo on the beach for, I think it was $65 a night on the beach. Door opens up to the beach with my son. And in Hawaii, that's unheard of. It would be hundreds and hundreds of dollars a night. And it cost a little more for the airfare. It cost about $700 to get there. But our accommodations were so cheap, it made up the difference.
Fantastic, fantastic. He is our new best friend. Our new best friend. You can get his book. It's on Amazon right now, right?
It is. It's Dave's Budget Travel Handbook.
Okay, we're gonna jump inside his brain and get some more tips for flying around cheaply. Because it's vacation season. Come on, people, let's get out of town. Back to you.
I'm taking notes. Thanks, Code. So Cody took the Caravan to Woodland, right? He's getting a lesson in traveling for less. We're taking notes, Code.
Oh yes. Get your pens and paper out, because Dave's got a lot of notes for you. He's got a lot of notes for you. Hey, Dave, how many continents have you been to?
7.
All of them.
All of them.
Yes. All of them. Indeed.
That includes Antarctica. So going to Antarctica, I've always dreamed to go to Antarctica. That's a very expensive trip.
It is, but you can make it less expensive, but it's not going to be cheap.
Like, how do you make it less expensive?
You shop on the internet. One of the suggestions, I did not do this, is that you go down to Ushuaia, which is in the southern tip of Argentina, and hang around the tour companies and book at the last minute. Ooh. Sounds a little random to me, but some people do that.
Okay, I don't know if I have the intestinal fortitude to do that. Go all the way to southern Argentina and just see what happens. Yeah. See what happens. Okay, so in your book here, which I highly recommend, this is set up just so fantastic. It's like beginning to end. You're thinking about going to some place. You said if you've got a dream list of places, make the list, and that will help you get to the places.
Yeah, if you think of all the countries in the world, there are probably a lot of places that would be interesting to you to visit, and they're different for every person. But if you get focused on just one place at one specific time, you're not going to be able to find good prices because you're going to be stuck with whatever it costs to go to that place at that time.
I see, I see. And then check the weather. Check the weather of where, of what these places you want to go, and that kind of narrows it down a little bit too.
Yeah, you want to know what the climate's like. Is it, monsoon season when you want to go? Maybe you shouldn't go then. Or is it going to be really cold? Is it going to be really hot? And every place is different. And remember, in the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere, the seasons are switched. Our summer is their winter, and their winter is our summer. So you have to keep that in mind as well, too, when you go, if you're going in different hemispheres.
We were just discussing Tahiti. There's a lot of people out there right now who would love to go to Tahiti. Give them some tips and some stories.
Yeah, Tahiti, I have not been to Hawaii because I wanted to go to Tahiti instead. And it was a little more expensive for airfare. You can go to Hawaii for about $300 from here, from Sacramento. And Tahiti costs about $700. But I was able to get a condominium on the beach, on the sand, with a door that opened up right to the beach for about $60 a night. And so I thought that was a pretty good deal.
Yeah, that's a really good deal, Dave. That's a really good deal.
Yeah, and so and then you just you have to be flexible and willing to kind of take things as they come, and maybe not have all your expectations met. But what I've found is that my expectations are always somewhat different from what I find, but what I find is always something good.
I like that. I like that. Get the book. Get the book. It's on Amazon right now?
Yeah, it's on Amazon, called Dave's Budget Travel Handbook. And yeah, that's where you would find it.
All right. I'm telling you, it's a fantastic book. It's got some good knowledge. We'll get him to share some more tips about traveling around the world coming up. Back to you guys. I'm telling you, this guy knows stuff.
Right on.
Knows stuff.
Thanks,
Thank you, Cody.
There's a local man teaching his ways when it comes to traveling.
Cody's Caravan is in Woodland, learning how you can travel for less. I like the idea of that. That sounds lovely, Cody. Good morning.
And you know he's legit. I mean, look at all these stamps on his passport. It just keeps going and going and going. That's what you want in your passport, people. You want these stamps. You got to have the stamps. Okay, Dave, you've traveled the world. You've gone to these incredible places, but you've done it on a budget. You've done it on a budget, and that's what we were fascinated with. But one of the keys you said was about food. There's different ways to get local food that's delicious, like night markets when you're in, say, like Thailand or something like that.
Yeah, if you can eat like a local eats, you're going to be able to get better food for a lower price. It's not only is it going to be cheaper, it's going to be better. You talked about the night markets in Asia. A lot of the cities have night markets that open up at about 4 p.m. and stay open until midnight or 1 a.m., where it's just food stalls, and they make very, very good food for very, very cheap. So that's a great place to go. Let me think of somewhere else that you would go cheap. In Italy, what I would do if I was looking for something cheaper and better is I would go a block or two away from the tourist area and look for restaurants there, especially if it looks like there's a lot of local people eating at that restaurant. That means it's going to be good, and it's going to be a reasonable price.
Okay. Let's start talking about pizza in Argentina. Now, I don't think of Argentina when I think of pizza, but you said there's a pizza there that's amazing.
Yeah, it's that really cheesy pizza, and then they put all sorts of toppings on it, just like we would here, or other toppings. But it's very cheesy, and the bread is really good. It's crispy, but it's thicker, so crispy and soft at the same time. It's very good.
What about your favorite cup of coffee around the world?
Yeah, the best coffee I've ever had is in Italy. They make espresso is what coffee is in Italy, and a cup. When I was there, it was a few years ago. It was 90 cents.
What?
Yeah, and it's the best.
That just made me angry. That just totally made me angry.
Now, I also got a coffee. I wanted a big American-style cold latte, and bought that at a place and had to kind of special order it and tell them what I wanted. And that ended up costing me $10 because they don't make that there. So it just depends on what you want to get.
I got you. What are the most unique places, unique things that you've ever eaten? A reindeer. Tell us a story about that.
Yeah, I was recently in Stockholm, Sweden. Went to the Hairy Pig restaurant. That's what it was called. And one of the things on the menu was reindeer carpaccio, which is sliced reindeer meat that's just barely seared on the outside and raw on the inside, with some berries and some nuts and other things on it. It was absolutely delicious. Huh. I think it was even vegan friendly.
I don't know that vegan person. Dave, thanks for hanging out with us. He's got some more tips for you coming up in the 10 o'clock hour, but you can just get the book. You can just get the book, people. Buy Dave's book. He put it together to help people, basically his friends, and now we're friends, Dave, so thank you for the book. It is Dave's Budget Travel Handbook. You can get it on Amazon. I highly recommend it. It's got some great tips for you if you want to travel internationally. Back to you guys in the studio.
That's awesome.
Thanks, Cody.
I'm never coming back.
All right, well, learn to save on your next vacation with some tips from a local author. Cody and the Caravan stopped by Woodland to learn more about how you can travel for less. Hey, Cody.
This is Dave Krause. He is your new best friend. If you want to get out there and travel, this guy is going to help you out. Now, you wrote this book, Dave's Budget Travel Handbook, because you go on these fantastic trips and all your friends are like, well, help me do the trip. Help me do the trip.
Yeah, I found several ways to help make traveling less expensive, and I think more fun. And a lot of people wanted help with that, so I wrote it down.
You wrote it down. You wrote it down. And it starts with it's like a soup to nuts. Before you even get going, here's some things to think about. Here's the next step, the next step, the next step.
Yeah, there's a couple in the book. There's a couple of lists. One on what to do before your trip. One on how to pack. And then some lists that would be created by someone who wanted to plan a trip. For example, what countries they were interested in traveling to. So when a good deal came up for one of those countries, they would be ready to pounce on it.
And that's the thing. You got to be flexible. You got to be flexible. If you're stuck on one spot, you're probably not going to get that special deal. But if you're flexible, and there's a couple different places you want to go, that might open up your world.
Yeah, I think I talked about this earlier, but my one story about flexibility was going to Tahiti instead of Hawaii because it was cheaper. It's not the same as Hawaii, but it has some similarities. And that flexibility allowed me to save money and go on a cool trip to Tahiti.
And you go to Tahiti and you're eating some fantastic food, and now you're in this other place. What is a place that really, you think back on it and you go, well, I was kind of surprised that was as cool as it was?
Yeah, last September, my wife Andrea and I went to Poland. We went to Krakow, Warsaw, and Zakopane, 3 cities in Poland. And we were both very impressed with how clean and organized and well put together Poland was as a country. We were expecting, Soviet brutalist architecture and gray everything and all that. It was not like that at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good. I'll put that on my list. Okay, how can people get the book?
Go on Amazon.com, look for Dave's Budget Travel Handbook, and there's a paperback, hardcover, and there's an ebook. I wouldn't get the ebook; it's too hard to use for its intended purpose. But the paperback's cheaper than the hardcover. So if you're trying to save money, get the paperback.
There you go, and it's all about budget travel. So get the hardback. Come on, throw yourself a bone. Come on, get it. Thanks, Dave, for sharing some of this information with us. I appreciate it. I want to hit the road now.
All right.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, back to you.
Thanks, Cody.